Lubrication system in a car engine is critical, but it can be a complicated business. Every piece of equipment with moving parts needs to be lubricated. This is to control friction, wear, corrosion, and contamination so that the car will run smoothly. To avoid such, check out for these possible troubles and remedies. Poor lubrication. A lack of lubricant is likely one of the easiest problems to spot. Car engines that aren't properly maintained will likely experience this. Typically, exhaust heat and sound will radiate from the engine until failure. Using correct lubricant quantity is one way to avoid this problem. A car has specific lubricant quantity needed to run the engine. In doing so, refer to the owner's manual or seek help from experts immediately. Overgreasing. You can have too much grease. When an engine lacks grease, it will quickly make the problem known, usually by failing. At the end of the spectrum, overgreasing can have a similar effect. That's why it's important to remember that lubricants have volume of their own. Too much grease could actually cause seal failure and harm bearings. Checking and replacing seals, re-lubricating, and using correct lubricant quantity is the best thing to do to solve such problems. Using the wrong lubricant. Viscosity is one of the most important properties of a lubricant. Using an oil or grease with a viscosity that varies from the manufacturer's recommendation is a recipe for failure. Read the owner's manual. Check if the purchased lubricant is in accordance to what is being asked in the manual. If not, re-lubricate. Mixing lubricants. Not all lubricants are created equal. In fact, mixing the wrong kinds of lubricants together can be just as damaging as not lubricating at all. This might cause major problems leading to leakages and complete engine failure. I advise you to not mix lubricants. If you're planning to, don't ever think about it. You might regret. But if when you still do, check and replace seals and re-lubricate. Lubricant contamination. One of the chief causes of bearing failure is lubricant contamination. It does not only harm the engine, but also it is expensive to remove and clean. Understanding how and why contamination occurs is the first step to prevent system failures. Contamination may come from particles in the air, dirt from outside, or the car environment, and from agents within the engine itself, like dry oil and grease, rust and corrosion, and stock lubricants. To ensure that the system is free from any contamination, make sure to check the system. Remove and clean if contaminants are present. Ensure that lubricants are correct. Re-lubricate every 12 months and maintain. Let us be reminded that a well-lubricated engine will burn fuel more effectively and therefore perform better.